Formula 1 cars use a complicated energy recovery system for extra performance, and mastering it will lead to greater success in your next race. Today, I'll show you how. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well today. My name is PJ and today we are looking at the energy recovery system in F1 2020. I'll be covering how it works, what you can do with it, and the various ways you can use it to your advantage. If you like these tips and want to get better at racing games, you can subscribe for more videos, but for now, let's get started. The Energy Recovery System, otherwise known as ERS, is a tool that Formula 1 cars use to gain better straight-line performance. It is essentially a rechargeable battery that stores energy when you slow down and can be deployed when you're accelerating. ERS in F1 2020 can be set to one of 4 different modes, adjusting the ratio between how much deployment you want to use and how quickly you want to recharge the battery. In free practice sessions you can use all 4 settings to practice different race and qualifying scenarios, whereas you're limited to only 2 modes in the race. You also have the ability to use the Overtake button. When enabled, this automatically sets ERS to its maximum deployment mode, draining the battery incredibly quickly to give you the best straight line boost possible. We'll go over this in detail later. Your multifunction display contains everything you need to know about using ERS, and if you're racing in cockpit view, it's replicated on your steering wheel. The yellow bar at the top is your overall charge, telling you how much energy you have stored. It's also shown as a percentage on the right. On the left is a green bar. This shows how much energy you are allowed to deploy during a single lap and depletes faster when using Overtake. When you cross the start-finish line, it'll fill up again. On the right is a white bar. This functions in the same way as the green bar, but instead tracks how much of your allowable harvesting you have used so far. In a normal race this never fills up all the way, so don't worry about it. In the middle is the ERS mode. This is the number related to the settings we examined earlier. In a race you only have access to 1 and 3, in qualifying it's locked to 2, and in free practice you can use all 4. In time trial the battery is always full, so you won't be using ERS modes at all there. Before you start driving, there are a few simple settings to go over regarding the energy recovery system. First, if you don't want to worry about the system at all, you can set it to automatic in the assist menu. The game will typically hit overtake when you're safely at full throttle and disable it when you're at full speed or slowing down. If you play in the casual race style, ERS is always locked to automatic. Second, a recent update to F1 2020 added the ability to change how you activate the overtake function. By default, it is set to toggle where a single press of the button turns it on and a second turns it off. Alternatively, you can set it to hold, where overtake is only active when you hold the button down on your wheel or controller. You can choose your preferred method in the controls menu under generic settings. Before we go into the race tactics, drop a like on this video if it's helped you out and let me know in the comments whether you use the hold or toggle function for overtake. The main goal of ERS is to give you a boost on the straights, so naturally that's where you should use the overtake function too. When you exit a corner before a long straight, use overtake to deploy your stored energy. Be careful not to do it too early though, as the extra power sent to the rear wheels may be too much for you to handle, especially in the rain. Overtake works best in lower gears, as you can carry its benefit all the way down the straight. Disable it once you get to around 7th or 8th gear, unless you're side by side with another car and desperate to get a pass done. Remember, you can only deploy a limited amount of energy per lap, so if you use overtake for too long you'll have no boost at all at the end. Also, if you use overtake too often you won't have enough energy on future laps to take advantage of it, and will have to wait for it to recharge. Your best strategy is to plan ahead of the race which parts of the track you will get the biggest gains from overtake and use it there. There are some scenarios where you'll want to use more overtake than normal however, like when you're chasing down another car or at the start of the race. One thing to bear in mind however is that overtake only starts deploying energy from 2nd gear and above, so you don't need to activate it immediately once the lights go out. Overtake can also be used as a defensive tool, in order to prevent another driver from passing you. This is especially important when the car behind has DRS, so don't be afraid to use overtake more often to keep your position. Now that you know everything about ERS in F1 2020, check out the video on the right to learn how to drive without traction control, or another video from my channel on the left. In the meantime, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I wish you the best of luck in your next race.